Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punaktu Saviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidyushavaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we'll chant verse number 51. Chaitanyat sarvamutpannam Jagadedatcharacharam Tasmat sarvam parityajya Chaitanyam tam tu samasrayet. Chaitanyat sarvamutpannam Jagadedatcharacharam Tasmat sarvam parityajya Chaitanyam tam tu samasrayet. Next verse. Ghatasya bahye Yathakasam pravartate Tathatmabhyantare bahye Karyevargesu nityasaha. Ghatasya bahye Yathakasam pravartate Tathatmabhyantare bahye Karyavargesu nityasaha. So we have been talking this Shiva Samhita, that too, the first chapter, which is called Laya Yoga. So we saw the introduction. Then also we saw how different people approach the same goal different way and their opinions. Also we saw in details how the karma kanda leads and finally its limitations. Then also we saw the jnana kanda, the purpose of jnana kanda and how to approach and when to approach. Then finally also in between we saw the purpose of this text. Now it starts talking about the nature of one's self. So this first verse he says, Chaitanyat sarvam utpannam jagat etat characharam tasmat sarvam pariteja chaitanyam tam tu samashrayat. If you look at life, we all have some importance or other in our life, what we call as a priorities. So when you give importance to that person, that object or that situation, including that time, it is based on your priorities. And your priority is nothing but it is your sense of insecurity. It is all about how to fulfill the, let us say, how to negate your sorrow and to be happy or become happy. So in short, we people without knowing, this is what happens, give importance to many things. But he says, please understand, you need to chaitanyam tu samasrayat. May you take shelter. May you surrender. So here when he says may you take shelter or surrender, it's not merely with understanding. See, you do surrender, you do take shelter out of helplessness. Sometimes I notice with all of you, yes, Swamiji is saying, let us keep quiet. Sometimes I see your helplessness. Please don't misunderstand me. Okay, you know Swamiji, leave it. But really you are surrendering. Really you are listening to me out of understanding or out of helplessness. That you have to see the difference. Once you start listening to me, out of understanding, you will see the big difference in you. Forget about me, anybody in your life. So here also same thing. So may you surrender. May you listen to yourself. Only then you will see the change in you. And how it can happen? The best thing is you will discover you will not be able to give importance. You will not give to any other thing. You will not be able to prioritize to any other thing or to anything in your life. And why it is? It says all this universe, movable or immovable, has come out of me, this consciousness. So in the happiness is me. And of course the sorrow is my product, don't worry, because of the ignorance, because of my projection. Now what happens? Let me look at me. That's why next verse we saw, also we have seen. Gave the example of this space and pot. As the space pervades this pot, within and without, inside and outside. Similarly, this consciousness pervades the entire universe. This is prapancha. Of course, within and inside and outside. That's why, if it is me, let me be abide within myself. That looking for me, searching for me, that is the first step of this self-knowledge. Looking for me, searching for me. If I do not look for me, but I am looking for me for some solace, I am tired of this world. Now, maybe it's like, no, exactly, you come to home, a child, I remember in our time it was like that, because nowadays things have changed. Because in our time, parents to bring to home from outside, they have to give to us, especially mother has to give to us, has to tell, look, I have made this food for you, that food for you. So listening to that food, we will come. Because we are always out, play, do this, do that. And nowadays, you know, to send a child out, you have to give something, because child is always busy with this phone and video game and whatnot. So the things now changes. What I am trying to say here is, so the child comes back to home. Not that those days, not that the child loves home. Tired and exhausted, comes back to sleep. Just observe this example this way. Because it's exhausted, there is no other way to take rest. Sometimes, if any other place you get a better place to take rest, without any disturbances, child will not mind to sleep. Now, when you are looking at yourself, when you are coming back to yourself, is it like a child coming back to the home? Or really you are looking for yourself, that's why you are looking at yourself. If you are looking at yourself for the sake of solace, or you want to escape, definitely this knowledge is not going to help you in long run. That's why may you be very clear. That's why what need to do, you see, look, says beautifully, how to understand whether you are coming because you are tired and exhausted, just to relax, just to gain some breath, or really out of understanding. This is the next verse, please look at 53. Asalagnam yathakasham mithya bhutesu panchasu asanlagnam tat asam lagnam it should be okay. असंलग्नस्तथात्मा तु कार्यवर्गेषु नान्यथा असंलग्नं यथाकाशं मिथ्याभूतेषु पञ्चषु असंलग्नस्तथात्मा तु कार्यवर्गेषु नान्यथा. Gives the example of same space. That if you look at this space, definitely space is pervading all these five grossified elements. In short, this universe. But interestingly, the space is never attached to them. Always with them, in fact, as the science says, more and more. What you call as a wall is nothing, is space. So the space is more and more. If you take a microscope and different type of, all these things, so molecules, you will start seeing there is no wall at all. So that means even if everything is made up of space, everything is accommodated by space, everything is pervaded by space, interestingly, space is not attached to any of them. So that is what is being highlighted here. So the self, everything is created by space, because by the self, because the space itself is the product of self, that will be said. So when self is the cause of everything, that means it is not attached to anything. But unfortunately, I feel I am attached to everything. This is the problem here comes. So now again today started this hailstorm. This is not a good sign at all. Then what happens? So let me not be attached, including let me not get attached to this hailstorm. But the only problem is, when I take bath in the cold water, that I understand how difficult it is. But if I have to take bath, what choice do I have? Please read the next. 54. Iswaradi jagat sarvam atmavyaptam samantatah ekosti sachidanandah purnodvaita vivarjitah. Iswaradi jagat sarvam atmavyaptam samantatah ekosti sachidanandah purnodvaita vivarjitah. Says beautifully. Remember, this discourse was between Lord Shiva and Parvati. So he says, Iswaradi jagat sarvam. Ishwara means me, Lord Shiva, and Adi means Brahmadi, the creator. So starting from me, and of course Brahma is the creator. So everything that we see, entire Jagatam, entire universe, definitely is pervaded by the self, and that too one self. So that means whatever I see this creation, so this creation is nothing, it's just a product of me. And says that me is nothing, there is only one Sat Chit Ananda, Sachidananda, Ekosti Sachidananda, Ekaha. It is only one, there is no duality at all, and which is Sat in nature, existence, Chit awareness, and of course Ananda, happiness means fullness. Wherever there is fullness, completeness, there only happiness. Remember this point. If you are not happy, that means you do not consider yourself that you are a complete person. You feel there is something lacking in you. That's why wherever there is a dependence, there is no happiness. So the moment you see any the happiness, we all look for the product, end result called happiness, but we don't understand the process. So wherever we see the happiness, Ananda, that means it has to be Purna. Unless the person understands that I am full, I am complete, unless there is sense of completeness, the sense of contentment, the person cannot be happy. So try to see little differently in your life. However, here, Sachidananda Swarupaha. So me is not anybody but Sat, Chit and Ananda, and of course is one. And being this all pervading, free from duality. So then when I understand this, that's why I need to expand. That's why you can see for yourself, whenever you have sorrow, whenever you have conflict, just expand yourself. We call that called expansion meditation, if you look at meditation aspect. Expanding yourself. When you start expanding yourself with reference to whom you have sorrow, or who has caused some sorrow in you, or whatever situation has caused some sorrow in you, you in the expansion meditation, or while expanding yourself, you can accommodate that incident or that person. So when you start accommodating that person, you will discover that hurt, those words will not hurt you much. That incident will not really hurt you much, but it will give an information. That's the most important thing. Definitely it will always remain as an information, so that you are not carried away at any situation with reference to that person or that type of situation. Always you are on alert. At the same time, you are not hurt. That's why, please understand, most important thing in life to be happy is learning to accommodate, learning to release others at least from yourself. Don't keep anybody in your mind, because sometimes you will discover the present situation may not create that much impact in you, later on it creates. Sometimes present situation creates a lot of impact in you, later on fades away. That is what happens, keeps moving. But remember, in the process, you learn to release others from you. And of course, you have to also go one step ahead, learning to release yourself from others. That is a really very conscious way of working. Learning to release others from yourself, it is completely in your hand, with your effort, with your purushartha, with your sadhana, everything. But learning yourself from others needs a lot of maturity and grace. That's why, please understand, I am someone, duality, free from duality. So when I am free from duality, why to create duality? Why to divide me with others in my mind? That's why, before understanding this, or before inquiring into self, that minimum preparation must be there. The person must be a stable person. Not that the person always looks for one's own thing, or looks only one's own convenient, or one's own benefit, or one's own way of looking life. It will not work. That's why the minimum thing has to be there. Let us look at the next verse. Yasmat prakasako nasti suprakaso bhavet tatah suprakaso yatastasmat atma jyotiswarupaka yasmat prakasako nasti स्वप्रकाशो भवेत् ततः स्वप्रकाशो यतस्तस्मात् आत्मा ज्योतिः स्वरूपकः. Beautiful, yeah? You might have heard this particular mantra while we do arati. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhanti, kutoyam agnihi, tameva bhantam, anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. So when we saw the arati, that is what we say. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, while showing the camphor to the deity, we say, look, you are self-luminous. To you, Surya, the sun, the Chandra, cannot illumine. Of course, no stars. But you are someone, you shine yourself, and after you, everything shines. And what to talk of showing this small lamp? But still I show, this is my act, this is my offering to you. So, as it was being highlighted, you are Bhati, everything is Anubhati. Science after. How? You can see. That's what you have to look at this point very carefully. That if we say sun shines, now how does the sun shine? Because of you. There are places, there are times, sun does not shine all the time. In night, sun does not shine. Still you shine or not. And of course, I am just going to step by step. If you observe your thoughts, also shines all the time. How does the sun shine? Because of what? Because of mind. You are able to see the mind, its mind shines to you. Because of what? Because of you. So that means, who shines first? That's why you say, Bhati is shining, Anubhati, which shines after. That means, I am the shining personality. I am the light. And after that, everybody draws light from me, if you look at this way very carefully. While he is highlighting differently here. Yasmat prakasako nasti, so prakasa bhavet tatah. Since it is not illuminated by others or any other thing. Because sun to shine needs me. And there are times sun does not shine either. Moon to shine needs me. Thought to shine needs me. Everything to shine needs me. Whereas me to shine doesn't need anybody, anything. So since it is not illuminated by another, therefore it is self-luminous. It is not that one of the great philosophers said, no, because I think that's why I am. And many people subscribe to this idea. Because I think that's why I am. Hey, please understand, there are times you don't think. So when you don't think, that time you are not there, or what? If you are not there, where did you go? Then how did you come back? But a group of people, till now the so-called thinkers, they think that way, directly or indirectly. Because I think that's why I am. That's why they always prove that they must think out of the box. They must create some nuisance so that people should remember them. So nicely, there is a story goes, I'm sorry to say, brings long time, no story, nothing. There are people, their job is just to create a problem. You can't help them. So in a village there was a person who was a troublemaker. All the time he makes a trouble and trouble. So I am going to talk in a very polished language because I have heard this story in my childhood very bad way, but I will polish it very carefully. So this person really, all the people were praying, when this fellow is going to die? Because every time he creates problem, calls police, does this, do that, puts everybody into trouble. Oh God, let him die quickly. So of course when everybody curses, so he became sick because of something. So he called his son, look, I am going to die. Now when I die, you have to do something, one favor for me. Son said, yes, please. Now, you have to call after my death. You have to call all these villagers he told few things, what are the things to be done. Son was helpless. Okay, in due course of time, he passed away. So when he passed away, now of course, he called all the villagers. I am sorry, father has left a message for all of you. Know what? He said, look, whole life I have tortured them. I have put them into trouble. I need to be punished. So he could not really say sorry, but he has said through me, and he has asked me, please ask everybody at least to throw one stone at my dead body, so that my soul will rest in peace if there is this language. So let everybody throw one stone. So people were stunned. How come this is a very funny thing to do? But the son approached, because this is what he has said. If you don't do, his Atma will not able to move. His soul will not move forward. Will not go to higher lokas or will not take birth, either or. So please do that at least. And of course, some of the mischievous, they started, wow, this is a good chance, let us throw the stones. So the moment they started throwing the stones at the dead body, after some time, this boy called the police. And of course police came and he said, look, my father was a troublemaker, no doubt in it, but these people started throwing at the stones, now look at what has happened. And of course, again they were dragged to the court. And everybody stunned. What? How can you do this thing? You said that to throw the stone, how could you do it? He said, look, this was my instruction, this was the instruction of my father. First plead them so that make sure after my death also they must remember that I was dead and nobody should die like this. What I am trying to say is, those who are troublemaker, they will keep making troubles in life. It is like exactly living with corona. When there is this vaccination, if there is no vaccine, what do we need to do? We have to learn to live with corona. This is the new trend. So when you have to live with the corona, what does it mean? That means you don't have any other choice other than developing your system. If you develop a body which is anti-corona, what we call as making the immunity system stronger, let corona come and go, how does it matter to you? Yes, you have to take the precautions. You should not move, you should not be closer with a patient. That is how the only method to do about it. So also here he says beautifully and carefully that please understand, there are people, they will do what they want, but you need to learn to be alert. You need to take care of yourself. You need to develop your immunity system. That's why he says beautifully, you don't have to depend upon anybody, anything. You are someone is self-luminous. And being self-luminous and being you the light by yourself, you don't have to depend upon anybody for anything. This is what you are. And goes next verse. Verse number 56. Avichinno yato nasti desakala swarupatah atmana sarvadha tasmat atma purno bhavet khalo. Says beautiful. Really, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. You don't have to feel insecure unnecessarily. This is what the verse. There is no need. Because you are someone, avichinna yato nasti. You are not limited by any means. So when you are not limited by any means, nobody can really limit you unless you choose to limit yourself. We say very nicely, nobody can make you angry unless you choose or you allow that anger to take place in you. Somebody can provoke anger in you, but if you do not allow, can you become angry? So also here you can see, you yourself, the self by nature is not limited by any means. Let it be time, let it be space. So when the self is not limited by time or space, that's why it is infinite, it is all pervading. So when it is infinite and all pervading, why you should feel uncomfortable? Why should you restrict yourself? Why should you feel that you are getting suffocated? When small thing happens, you understand what is happening in life. Small thing happens, especially because of this corona now. Now what happens? You are not able to go out. Of course, I can talk this point because I am in Himalayas, okay? Please understand. I am enjoying. But to be very honest, whether I am in Himalayas or anywhere, those who know me very well, sometimes wherever I go, whichever country I have gone, I do not go out of the room for days. Just sit there. Unless there is some important work, or unless you people pull me, I don't go, okay, I am here inside the room. If there is work, of course I will go. If not, I am busy, I am doing something or other. So learning, this is what point is. Please understand, you must have choice, you must have freedom to do everything. You should not be forced, not only by people, by yourself. But most of the time what happens? You are being cornered by yourself. There is some type of rebellious attitude in you. You are rebelling within yourself that somebody is restricting me. Please understand. Why that person? Why this thing? So the moment you feel that you are being restricted, you are being limited by someone, the psychologically how it happens, see for yourself. Somebody is encroaching your area. Somebody is really trying to limit you. Then what happens? You become restless. You try to go out, break all the barriers. That is how you go completely mad. You do what you want in your life. But he says, look, by nature the self is what? Neither limited by time nor limited by space. So when it is not limited by time and space, that means what? It is infinite. So when it is infinite, please understand, and that to all pervading, will you feel restless in your life at any moment? Yes, that time you feel restless when you are away from yourself. So when I say when you are away from yourself, means you are identifying with your insecurities. You are identifying with your body, mind and sense organs. So the moment you are identifying with your body, mind, sense organs, with your activities, with your insecurities, you can see the way you understand this language, accordingly you can interpret. That time you are restless because there are some restrictions, there are some limitations. But in reality, remember, there is no restriction, there is no limitation at all. That is what is me. And if that is the me, why should I feel restricted at any moment in my day-to-day life? Let us read the next verse. Yasman na vidyate nasah panchabhuter bhuthatmake tasmadhatma bhaven nityah tannaso na bhavet khalo. Yasman na vidyate nasah panchabhuter bhuthatmake tasmadhatma bhavet nityah tannaso na bhavet khalo. Says beautifully. Because of me, everything comes to existence. If I am not there, nothing exists. Psychological also you can look at. Whom you call as your family, whom you really carry. You know, many people live like Atlas, that poor fellow, who carried the globe on his back. Okay, at least he carried the globe on his shoulder, but you are carrying the globe in your head. Not on your head, in your head. So you carry your family, you carry your world, you carry your success, you carry your achievement, you carry many things. Now please understand. Now are you important or those objects or that you are carried in your mind is important. Who is important? More important. But for you, what you carry is more important. That's why you never want to release that. It is like, I have seen children especially. When a child gets ice cream, while walking, child may fall. I have observed this point. Child may fall down, but ice cream will not fall. And sometimes I have seen, if they fall down, both ice cream and child, sometimes there will be, some scar or some cut in the body. Child not to be bothered, will not cry for that, but will cry a lot because the ice cream has fallen down. Ice cream is gone. Have you not observed this? So for the child, ice cream is more important than the child. So as the child does, please observe yourself. Do you do the same thing or not? Now, are you important to yourself or is your family important to yourself? Just be honest. It's not being selfish, please understand. When I said, it is not you are important to yourself, your whims and fancies. No. You can destroy yourself, you can destroy everybody. So everybody must, like we say in Mahabharata Duryodhana, what I say, everybody has to listen to me. In fact, there is nothing called Rashtra, there is nothing called nation, it is a me nation. What I say, that is called nation. In fact, in India also one fellow who died, he did the same thing. He thought himself that he is the nation and he divided country. He did what he wanted. When nobody was willing to make India is a, let us say, as a, secular country, destroyed. Because the person go beyond or person become more important than the nation. How is it possible? Sometimes we discover, that's why when we see the Mahabharata, sometimes we discover maybe say that person was a blind person like a Dhritarashtra. He was blind to have his name and fame. Who knows? However, let me not get into. This is a very vivid example. You can look at yourself what you do in your life. So, you are important to yourself or your family is important to yourself. When I say you are important, not your whims and fancies. What we are talking, the self, that is under discussion. Please understand. Now, he says, because of whose presence, this is classified 5 elements. This universe, what you call as universe. And of course, never becomes non-existence. That means they are existing because of you. If you are not there, nothing is there. That's why what happens, this is eternal, you are eternal. And of course, never go through destruction. It is never destroyed. If that is me, why should I be affected? Whatever happens, yes, that should really create some disturbance in me, but I should not be affected. Let like wind pass. That's why the consciously you have to learn that any situation comes, it should not prolong your disturbance. You should not get affected for a long time. Earlier, if small thing happens, few days goes. Now it should be at least few hours. Slowly it should come to few seconds, and of course a fraction of a second. Okay, something goes wrong. Oh, true. That's all. That is called maturity. That is called understanding. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.